Jon Riggs here. The fourth down stops and the ways that you guys kept keeping the team in the game. How do you feel that affected the whole game?
I think any fourth down stop is a big play, and especially on the defense, that's huge. Football is all about momentum. It's the biggest team game in the world, and so to get the momentum back on our side, as a defense, we pride ourselves on the fourth down stops.
How do you feel about your preseason as a whole? I guess training camp and preseason, and just sort of where do you feel like you are right now?
I feel good. I feel like as things progress, I've gotten significantly better and more comfortable, and ultimately that's what my goal was. Anytime you come, out of the off season and into the preseason, it's you put the pads on and it's really time to go. So it takes a little bit of adjusting, and ultimately I feel good personally about how everything's gone, and I feel a lot more comfortable this week than I did last week, and last week than I did the week prior. So ultimately I'm happy and certainly thankful to be a part of this organization.
You just talked about how much he likes this whole group and wanting to keep everyone kind of just. What have you felt from this particular team, just you guys coming together last month?
Well, I think the preseason, it shows. We won our first two games, and they were good football games. They were good wins. They were young guys stepping up, and this whole organization just kind of coming together and achieving those wins. And so it's tough today that we lost, but ultimately I feel like the preseason has shown our potential and how well this organization is run and the success that's going to come in the future.
How do you feel like you guys fed the run?
I feel like we did a pretty good job. I feel like we're certainly making strides, and that's always something that can get better, right? The run game is pretty critical in football, and so, with a defensive line-focused D coordinator, I think he's done a really good job making improvements and just changing things up from last year and the years prior, and, it's showing in the preseason.
All right, anything else? Thank you.
Appreciate it.